That ain't rap. Triborough, Reg, tonight.
It's good.
Definitely talking about the one of my favorite albums of all time, rap albums of all time, and one of my favorite groups of all time, favorite duos, and you know, this was like this was like my first rap concert. I want to give you a little backstory before we get into this album. Pete Rock and Seal Smooth, legendary group from Mount Vernon. You know, Pete Rock is the cousin of Heavy D, the late Heavy D and the Boys. Rest in peace to Heavy D. He's also the brother of Trouble T. Roy. Rest in peace to him. And you know, when I used to always see like hearing when they reminisce over you as like their big hit, their first big hit. Seeing that video on Video Music Box all the time, and seeing the video and I remember getting that album. But my very first rap concert ever, I was 13 and it was 1992. It was the Uptown MCA tour that had Mary J. Blige first time performing when she came out with Real Love, and her album was the 4-in-1 classic album.
Yes, sir.
Father, Father MC, he was on that tour as well. He had just dropped One Night Stand, his second album called what's the name of that joint? Close to You. And
I don't
yeah, Close to You. That was his second album on Uptown MCA. They had P Rock and Seal Smooth. They had came out with Making the Soul Brother, and Jodeci was the headliners. And I remember that concert like it was yesterday. I remember everything that they wore. Remember everything that I wore. This is the actual concert ticket. You all can see that. I know y'all can see this shit.
know. Oh, dope.
You know, but Heavy D also made an appearance because he had just dropped that summer of '92. He had dropped You Can't See What I Can See, and he was like the special guest. Special guest. I think Nice and Smooth was on that tour as well. They came out and they did sometimes around slow. Puff Daddy was in the audience. It was a great show in Long Island, Westbury. If anybody, all my Long Island heads, Westbury Music Hall, and that was my little backstory, my introduction to P Rock and Seal Smooth. I used to hear him DJ on WBLS back in the '90s. And then of course he had Future Flavors later on with Marley Marl and Hot 97. But when this album dropped, I was like when the first album dropped, I was instantly a fan. But then when I heard about the second album dropping, and I would see like the source ads for it. I would see like the album cover like posted on the subway and shit, and I couldn't wait. I had school that day. I was still in high school, and I remember leaving to go straight to this music store we used to have called Music Factory downtown Brooklyn. No longer around, and I went down there. It was like a cloudy day in the fall. Bought that album as well as I bought the Snoop Dogg Murder Was the Case long form video on VHS. And that was out at the time as well. And man, like when I got home, I instantly played that album. I've been in love with this album ever since. I think it's definitely a top 10 classic in my opinion. P Rock and Seal Smooth, the main ingredient. Love this album. I used to stare at this album cover for days, yo. Like, just watching Pete with the microphone in his hand, and you got the jewels around it, and you see you see Pete in the background, by the crates in the basement, and you see like the back cover, you see like the SP 1200 and the all the different equipment he was using at that time, and all the stacks of records and shit, and it's just been a classic. I still play this album to this day. I think I wore this CD out, yo. I played it so much, and I definitely wanted to discuss it today because I feel like people they forgot about P Rock and CL Smooth, or they don't really mention them when it comes to like top rap duos, and I feel like they definitely need to get their respect. So how did you like? What was your introduction to P Rock and CL?
I would say my introduction to Pete Rock and TL was probably when I first heard When They Reminisce Over You. When They Reminisce Over You. Like that beat alone, I just heard that beat everywhere and shit like that. And then also because Pete Rock, he produces as well too, and
Right.
study his production work he's done for like people like Nas, and with
Yes.
of course Biggie, of course, and
Oh yeah.
even the remixes that he would always do. Like that's one thing I've always say about Pete Rock. I feel like he pretty much invented the remix. He did more to remix than Puffy. Not
Oh yeah.
discrediting what Puffy did with the remix, but check out
Right.
those early Pete Rock remixes and shit like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, I just feel like, with Pete Rock and CL Smooth, and even CL Smooth himself, and a dope visualized, dope conceptual MC and shit like that,
Yes.
don't get the props he deserves.
I agree.
And I feel like lyrically, this is his best album lyrically because he definitely stole the show with this one and shit like
Definitely.
that. And
And you know, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say one more thing about Pete Rock too. He's not a bad rapper either, Pete Rock.
Right.
He's actually one of the few producers that can actually spit and stuff like that too. So I'll
Oh yeah.
definitely give him that.
And I definitely, he's definitely always been my favorite producer of all time in any genre or decade. Primo would be right after him, but like Pete is like one, and Primo's like 1A. But
Right.
I definitely feel like I definitely agree with you that Pete, he don't get the props he deserved lyrically. I feel like he definitely had some showstoppers on this album that I want to discuss, and I think he's even as a solo artist, he's a solid solo artist. Like I don't think he has like one bad project as a solo artist. But definitely want to talk about this album, 16 tracks. You know, uh, let's get right to it. The first track now with this album, I noticed it's unique because like it has beat interludes in and out of the different songs. So like before a song starts, there's a beat interlude, and after a song goes off, there's a beat interlude, and that's what I like about this album as well. So before track one starts, which is in the house, you have like a beat intro that starts, and you hear Bismarck being sampled on that joint. I think that was like the beat interlude for that was dope. Then you go into the first song in the house, banging track, one of my favorites. The bass line, the horns, very dope. You got Q-Tip on the chorus from they took a sample from verses from the Abstract from the Low End Theory album. Love that album. That's my favorite Tribe album ever. Um, the lines. I think Pete stole this song with the verse. He says, it's Pete Rock and Seal Smooth with the utmost from coast to coast. My music makes you overdose. You feeding for the gangster lean, I make you scream. Rugged raw soul on the scene. Fire joint. This joint, I have another backstory for this. When I went to see it was the R. Kelly tour in 1994, the Budweiser Superfest at Madison Square Garden. And within they had like two intermissions. The one of the intermissions that they had when the sound men was setting up, the stage, they actually played a lot of these tracks from this album before it even dropped. So in the house was one of those tracks they played. They played the sun won't come out. I get physical. Like basically like the first five tracks on this album, they were actually
Right.
playing during intermission of that tour. I got the concert ticket for that as well. But I thought that was dope. I never been to no show where they're actually playing like the first couple tracks from an album that's not even out yet. And that was just '94. Like now it would be different, but back then that wasn't heard of. But definitely love this song. Great way to start the album. CL did his thing as well, but I definitely think, I like Pete's verse more, but I definitely think it's a great song. Definitely one of my favorites on
Yeah, bro. Like fucking in the house. Very nice, feel good, braggadocio kind of track and shit like that. Love that fucking beat. Um, I know like the chick that was singing on that track.
here.
Wait, was it this track? Was it Vina Mojita? If I'm saying
Oh
it right?
yeah, that she was on verses from the Abstract.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was. Yeah, I felt like that was a nice little sample that they did and shit like that. Yeah, man, very dope, very definitely a dope track. One of my favorite Pete Rock and CL Smooth songs. Period.
And I want to quote also something from CL. 'Cause I got to give CL love. I think CL is a very underrated lyricist, and he never gets mentioned in any conversation when it comes to bars. I like
Mm-hmm.
his lines where he says, "I'm in my rugged wiz with fancy facial hairs, and all the real shit come in pairs. I'm bouncing in the house." So fire, fire joint, loved it. Um, we get to the like once again after the song goes off, we get into another a beat interlude, very nice, beat, smooth beat, like that joint. Then we get to track two, Carmel City. Love this
Ooh.
joint. You know, I think CL started off riding beat and he says, let me take you on a journey through Carmel City, where CL's God and the ladies who gotta hit me off. Balling on the set now, baby.
He
What's
was
the matter?
throwing on that
When
track.
all of this hot sex stowed on the play. I love the way like he rode that melody and the beat, just to start off that track. Banging beat, bass line is, the scratching my peak. It's real melodic. You got like some whistles being played like towards the end of the track. I actually heard this. This was like one of the early songs I heard on the radio before the album came out. They were playing this a lot, and this could have easily been a single. Definitely love this track. I think Co killed it, and yeah, man, definitely another favorite of mine on here.
Yeah, son, like fucking Carmel City, definitely another smooth, laid back track. I love the Milt Jackson sample.
Right,
I feel like they were the best ones who've used that sample too and shit. CL Smooth on his like, he's on his sex shit, you know what I'm saying? He's on his player shit with this one. I love
right,
the lines when he says, chicks are never waiting when the bodies start marinating. We expand in players' land to unknowns to turn my stumbling blocks into my stepping stones. The
woo,
pound down a Caron, New York down found, where there can be no type of slacking in your Mac and like
fire,
fucking coasting on that fucking beat and shit.
fire shit, man, fire shit. Definitely a banger. That like I said, like I wish they had dropped this as a single because I always like this joint, and this is like the tone of the song. It fits CL's like lyrics so like great. You know what I'm saying? Definitely
Yeah.
love this joint. And yeah, that was Carmel City. Track three, I get physical, banging joint, banging beat, the bass line. It has it sounds like a flute being played in the background. Nice scratching, it samples Pete sampled Kane, like apart from the Kane just rhyming with Biz joint from the classic first album, Long Live Kane. Love that album, my favorite Kane album. Um Quotables for days on here, there's the lines where CL says when everything's live, I let my boo drive. Then he has there hasn't been much scheming since Eve met the serpent. Fire. He said, blessed on a lyrical slugfest because every round's critical. One blow to count the dome physical. Fire joint. I love this joint. Definitely, they definitely played this on the radios, on college radio, played this a lot. Definitely a banger. Dope joint.
Yeah, that was definitely I get physical. Ooh,
Yeah.
another dope track, man. This is like one of those tracks where that bass line alone just takes over the fucking song.
Oh yeah.
Um, CL Smooth, again, dope lyricist, dope lines. He said he has this one I'm going to read off right now where he says,
Yeah.
my laptop will load up. Making a dub plate cause quakes in the other states. Soldiers guzzle 40s with the shorty working the scenes. In tight jeans that blows all your boyfriends to smithereens. On
Fire.
scouts, it comes out from the zone, jumping baby face. Like,
Fire.
Jesus Christ. Double entendres all over the place.
For real. Like I'm telling you, like this is why CL is highly slept on in my opinion when it comes to bars. Like his voice and his lyrics fit. Even his delivery fit. It matches up with Pete's production so great. You know what I mean?
And
You know.
especially around that too. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
around that time too, like Pete Rock's production around that time was like a lot more soulful than before because in the years prior he was definitely on that jazzy kind of beats when like around 94 and 95, like the
Oh yeah,
soulful kind of
definitely,
baseline beats and shit like that. Those were his signature sound.
definitely, definitely. Um, Now we get to track 4. Did someone come out? Like I said, like I heard this at the concert. It was banging. Couldn't wait to get the album and play it. Definitely a dope joint. You know, bass line, the beat, the melody has like a dark tone to it almost. Um, the lines where CL says, what do you say? I'm setting up shop, pop to overthrow Castro, choking over Noriega's Garcia Vegas. Guess who supplies the pies and dope triples? Now she leaks ass cheeks, pearly whites, and titty nipples. Fire joint. Then he says,
Jeez.
he called my Knicks out. He said, watching the Knicks, we up 10, we need to stop shooting bricks. I think he was referring to the '94 finals when the Knicks played the Houston Rockets. Everybody remember that because they interrupted the finals when OJ was on the run in the white Bronco from the cops. So and people over here we blamed OJ for that loss. So I think he was referring to that
Right.
shit. We were Starks was bricking up. John Starks, Hall of Fame Knicks player. He was like throwing up bricks in that series. So I think CL was referring to that. But definitely one of my favorites on here. I even like the chorus. When you got Pete on the chorus and he's like, "Yo, if it ain't rough, it ain't right, kid. The sun won't come out. Without the without Pete Rock and CO Smooth, you can't reminisce Detroit." I thought that was dope. Letting people know like, yo, like that's they shit. Like y'all wouldn't know that song if it wasn't for them. And
Right.
that was a great song. Definitely enjoyed that.
All right. Sun won't come out. Yeah, that's another dope song where CL just definitely does the thing on a braggadocio tip and shit like that. Um, I gotta be real. When I first heard this song and shit like that, I was kind of confused at what the title meant for in a weird way,
Right,
but I just felt like with that song and shit like that was whenever like they're in the game, whenever they're in the zone and shit, nothing
right.
is gonna stop them. Not even the sun and shit like that.
But
So that's
they
basically what I got from it.
and they sample the song. I don't know the song that they sample. They sample the song where you actually hear like the sample,
Yeah,
like with the guy saying the song come out. So I don't know the name of the song though, but I know they sampled like a old time classic.
yeah, it's a Harvey Scale song.
Okay,
Yeah, and then also they also use those classic Bob James samples too and shit like that, which you guys should know those Bob James samples. I'm not even gonna stress about which
right.
ones they are, but everyone and their moms have used that shit.
Oh yeah. Um, great song. Then you got like another beat in with another. It's like a smooth ballad type of beat, real slow, quiet storm type of beat from Pete. So that was dope. Then we get into the first single from the album, I Gotta Love. They shot the video in Jamaica. Love that song. The with the horns and the scratching by Pete. Of course he sampled Biz Marquee on this joint again. Banging beat. It has like a dancehall bass line to it. And the parts where CL says, we wind off the Pete Rock design. I wanted honey with the ageless body and timeless mind. Thought that was dope. Pete and CL they were on their lovey dovey shit on this joint. Like a radio friendly joint for the chicks. Thought it was banging. Then he at one of the ends of his verse he says like Jordan like Jordan got wings because I'm doing them things. Thought that was fire. Song, great first single on this album.
Yeah, I gotta love, man. That sample alone,
Yeah.
the ambassador sample, they use that the best in my opinion and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
And I just definitely feel like CL Smooth was definitely on his like smooth ladies man shit with this one and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very dope song. I love those horns and guitars and shit like that. Yeah.
Fire.
What else? What else can I say? Oh, and the
Mhm.
remix is dope too. I also like the remix
Yes.
too.
Yes. The remix is dope. I forgot about that. I'm gonna definitely put that in the link when this is over. The different remixes for the tracks. Definitely banging. Um, track 6 now. This is possibly might be my favorite joint on here. Like Escape or
Okay.
Escapism, or however you want to call it. Definitely, I heard this on the radio. I was like, yo, this shit is fire. I think this is one of Pete Rock's best songs ever as a solo artist. He definitely killed this track. The beat is knocking, it's hard, the hi-hats, the rumbling bass line, the horns, everything about this track is fire. Still to this day, it's a fire track. You know, we said used to be by my side, but now all I see is pride. On a quest to make Lucci got you open wide. Fire joint. Definitely killed it. Then he says, it's Pete Rock and CL Smooth on a major paper mission, rising to the top escapism. Fire. Love this joint. This shit could have went on his first album on the Soul Brother joint. Definitely love this song. He gave shout outs at the end to Eric Sermon and to Heavy D, peace to them. Large Pro, I, which was his group. His brother was in his group, Grap Lover. Definitely love this track. I think it's one of his best joints ever.
Yeah, it's very well said about this song and shit like that. I'm definitely going to have to agree with you by saying that this is definitely one of P Rock's best songs production wise and as a rapper and stuff. He has some lines I like when he says, sweating me like Kane sweating Abel, you're able, you couldn't speak, now what's the fake smile for and shit. And
Fire.
that line is so fucking real and so fucking dope and shit because you have your fucking haters and shit like that be smiling in your face and all of a sudden they look at you,
Mm-hmm.
they just plot for your fucking downfall and shit like that. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
very dope song. Very dope song. Love this
definitely.
song right here.
That beat when it starts up, boom, 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 boom. Love that shit, man. That was oh man. I think I gotta bump this album after this show. Like that
Exactly.
shit
This
is
album is fire.
banging. Like you gotta have like a dope sound system to hear this album because the beats on here is bananas. Banana. Even still
I
to this
agree.
day, like 20 something years later, it's still knocking. Um yeah, then we have a beat interlude after that. Real nice, smooth beat interlude. Then we get to the title track. We up to track 7, the main ingredient, and it starts off with that boop 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 boop, that KRS One shit that he did from Side
Yep.
of the Police. Classic
Yep.
track from KRS One, a legend. Love that joint. And then it has like a real bounce to it, a real bouncy track. It has like a sort of like a dark tone to it, dark feel. Bass line is knocking. I want to say this song reminds me of the another title track, the Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders, in the dark tone of that song as well. So it was a knocking track, but it had like a dark. I mean, at least to me. But I definitely think it was dope.
I see what you're saying.
This the CL lines where he says, "Release my soul, but never make the mistake and try to play me like a stone cold fruitcake." And then he says, "The label better push this so we can pay the rent. You can season the pot well, but here's the main ingredient: fire." Letting people know like, yo, like don't like that whole biting shit was whack then. It's whack now. Get your own shit. There's no hip hop duo like P Rock and CL Smooth. I think they're definitely unique and they had their own lane. And that's what he's basically saying. Like you can season the pot well, but the main ingredient is right here. And if you ain't got the main ingredient, then it ain't. And I definitely love that track. And just a banging track, man. I love it. The great title track.
Yeah, man. Very dope title track as well too. excuse me. It's not like one of my favorite tracks off this album, but I
Right.
don't dislike the track too. If that makes sense.
Right.
Then we can talk. Yeah, like dope beat by Pete as usual. The bass line is very unique, very bumping track as well too.
Yeah.
Love the it definitely loved the George Duke sample and shit. And the crazy thing, it's funny how you mentioned Tribe from the Midnight
Mhm.
Marauders album. Well,
Right.
you said Midnight Marauders, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they use some of the same samples from that. These songs share some of the same samples too. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, like the little like I don't know like what instrument Pete used for it, but it's like that wow 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 that little that's sort of like what Tribe used on Midnight Marauders.
yep. That
You know what I
Midnight
mean?
song.
So like when I was listening to it, I was like, yo, this is like similar to like the title track for Midnight Marauders.
Yeah,
You
Midnight
know?
Marauders. That's my shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. That just celebrated an anniversary. Great album. Love that. Um, Now we get to another one of my favorite songs on here that Pete Rock killed. Worldwide collaboration with Tim and Robbo from I and I. Love this track, banging pianos when the pianos start off. Ding, 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 ding. Love that shit. The bass line is it has like a real spacey, like space eight. I mean, to me, it has like a real like spaced out, feel to it. Just the bass line is real deep. Like when every time I play this on my system, like it's like the speakers are like knocking with this shit. Yo, like I love this joint. Robbo killed it. I think he's another underrated lyricist. He says with the flow that's like a mailman or letter carrier. Robbo brings the ghetto area. Funk flavor through your neighborhood, state, town, or borough. Straight down. I don't think I'm quite thorough. Fire, fire joint. Definitely killed it. Pete killed it. I love his verse where he says, "Yo, check out the rhyme buster, pulling niggas through putting niggas through a ringer. I'm not a singer, as I conduct with one finger. It's the orchestrator, the mutilator, master funk taser. Got mad flows from here to Asia. Fire, killed it, yo. Like Pete. If people didn't think that Pete could rhyme before, definitely you gotta listen to this album because he definitely kicked some of his best bars ever in his whole entire discography on this album. Like definitely killed this joint. I love it. I wish they had made a video for it as well. It's definitely one of my probably I would say top three songs off of this album for me.
Worldwide, man. Like, what can I say about this fucking song? Very dope, though. Again, a very dope track between Robin and Pete. Those two are always does some dope chemistry together and shit like this.
Yeah.
We have to talk about the I and I album one day.
Yes, definitely got to do that for sure.
I don't, I don't think anybody ever done a review on that one. To be real
Never,
with
I
you,
never seen nothing for them.
right? Because yeah, because I would have to say like when it comes to like P Rock's beats and shit like that,
Mm,
like the
right.
shit he did with I and I alone and shit like that. Like
Yes.
imagine if that shit would have,
Woo,
imagine if that would have came out. Oof,
crazy. Grown Man
bro.
Sport, that was one of my favorites on that album. You know, um,
Crossroads.
yeah, Crossroads is dope. Faking Jacks and the remix for that as well. That's an
Yeah,
underground classic right there. Definitely got to discuss that
underground classic.
for
I
sure.
agree. To each his own too, man.
Right.
Like
Yes, that was dope.
exactly.
That was,
Like even the Data the original part album was had some dope shit on it. Like I
right.
originate.
Yes,
Like yeah, we have to talk about that one day. One day we
definitely,
gotta talk about that.
definitely. I'm
But
down
yeah,
for that, man. Anytime.
all right, shit. But worldwide, man, like very dope track. I felt like Robbo definitely stole the show with this one and shit.
Yeah.
Kind of wish CL Smooth would have dropped the verse, but I
Right.
understand. I understand. You. But I don't know if it's really true or not. But
Uh,
what was the reason why P Rock and CL Smooth broke up? Cause I heard it was a lot of shit that happened between
mm.
them. Did
They,
I and I
at,
have?
at, at that time, there was rumors going around that they were like infighting within the group, which is normal because every group fights. I saw a interview recently with a premiere on the Hot 97. He was talking about like him and Guru always fought, but they always made up after. You know, they would like fight, screaming with each other. You know, drink a couple beers, and then they'd be right back to work. So every
Right.
group went through stuff. They, I think it's more personal because Pete Rock is the godfather for CL Smooth. I think his first son, the first kid
Oh
that he
wow.
had. So he's the godfather for his first kid, which is actually there's a picture of CL and his son when he was little in the album booklet for this album, and there was infighting and I don't know. We didn't have the internet back then, so it's not something that I ever looked up. But I know like there was a lot of infighting and jealousy within the group, and Pete being the busy producer that he is, he was off doing other projects, and I guess CL felt some type of way, and you know what I mean. So there's always been tension, even when he was working on the Soul Survivor album, and he had CL on there. I heard there was like tension with that as well. So, but I mean, I just look at it like it's just something that happens. I mean, with all groups or whatever. So, you know what I mean? But I think maybe that's why CL wasn't like on all the songs, and I think it was actually good because I mean it propelled Pete Rock out in the forefront as and away from the production board as well. Yeah, I can do beats and I can spit as well. I think that was good for him to get on a couple joints on here by himself, like Escapism and Worldwide, and show people like, yo, like I could spit too. It's not just about CO. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if Premier could do that. Like, it's not just all about Guru. Like people know Premier for his beats, but what if he could actually spit some bars? And I think it was a good thing for him to take, because the first album he didn't like maybe like one or two joints he was on by himself. Like I know for Pete's sake, that was like all him, and some other joints he got on. But I think it was good for him to test the waters as as a solo artist and come out and see if he could really do it. And if he couldn't do it, we probably wouldn't have Soul Survival 1 and 2 and all the other joints that he came out with. So I think it was actually good that he got on a couple joints on this album. But I mean, yeah, that was the rumors about that was everywhere at that time. So
Got you. Okay. I was just trying to just make sure
yeah,
about that shit.
they still I never heard any of them in no interview still to this day talk about it. I know like I've seen interviews like around the time that Soul Survivor came out and they tried to ask him about it, but he's like no comment and shit like that. So I don't really know why exactly. I think only well, I mean, supposedly they're back together now. They were supposed to drop the like a live version of Mecca and the Soul Brother like a couple years ago. It hasn't dropped yet, and it's supposed to be like a new album that hasn't come out yet as well. So hopefully that's still in the works. I don't know, but I mean, hopefully they've made up for good and everything is cool between them. Cause this is definitely one of my favorite groups of all time.
I agree.
You know, um, yeah. After Worldwide, we get another beat interlude. No, actually, there's no beat interlude. This is like one of the tracks, without no beat interludes. There's no beat interlude after Worldwide. It just goes into track 9, all the places, and it has like that track starts off with like a loud like scream, like oh, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a loud scream or something, and
Yeah.
then you got Pete talking some shit on there at the beginning of the track, and you hear the it has a banging track, the guitars, rumbling bass line, the scratching my Pete Rock is real melodic, dope melodic track. Every time I hear it, I always think of like being in the ocean somewhere, like in Hawaii or Italy or something. It has like a tropical like feel to it. I don't know, just for me because I hear like fucking like birds chirping in the background and shit. So
Yeah,
I
I know what
thought
you're
it
saying.
was, yeah, I thought it was a dope track. The line CO says you want something to play with? Go find yourself some toys when you're mistaking these grown men for little boys. And I like the other lines he said on now from where I stand, it's not a game. Pete Rock and CL Smooth, a household name, dope track. I know they sampled a song. I forgot the name of the song that they sampled.
Hold up.
Is it the Isley Brothers they sample?
I think one of the main samples was Donald Byrd's Places and Spaces.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a dope joint. Donald Byrd is a legend. Shout out to him. Definitely a great track.
Yeah, man. I agree on that shit. This is actually my favorite track on the album too.
Mhm.
This definitely has that feel good Pete Rock, CO Smooth sound and shit like that. Just a sample like all places and spaces I've been. I just love that shit.
Fire.
This should have been a single though. Also, real
Yeah,
shit. Definitely
definitely.
should have been a single.
I agree.
Man, but definitely a dope track. I love just the vibing off this track, man.
Oh yeah, definitely a dope track. If they had released this as the first single and not "I Gotta Love," I wouldn't have been mad. I think it's just as a dope joint as "I Gotta Love" too. So um, then we have another beat interlude after the all the places, and this beat. I mean, for me, it felt like a roller skating joint. It had like a like a Saturday night, at the roller rink type of vibe to it. I thought it was a dope Pete Rock little beat. You know, then we get to Tell Me. That was this track 10, Tell Me. Banging beat, the horns, bass line, the scratching, definitely a banger. I don't know, like it sounded like a story of CL messing around with like a gangster's daughter or something. I don't know, like the lyrics was on like some it sounded like some mafia type of shit. Like when he's saying like women and booze, the weapon I choose then was truly major. I'm ringside with Don King when Ali fought Frazier. Scars and medals when the mob settles, I was flexing. My daughter was born, so I called the X for some direction. And it seemed like he mentions John Gotti in one of the verses, and it just had like that like he was sneaking around with like the boss's daughter or something. I don't know, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's the feeling I got like reading the lyrics. I'm like, it has like a what's the like a Bronx Tale feel to it.
right.
You
I,
know? Yeah. But definitely a banging track.
yeah, man. Tell me, an underrated track. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this track when it comes
Yeah,
to Rock CL Smooth.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing about CL Smooth lyricism is sometimes you have to rewind it sometimes to see what he's really saying, or if he
Right.
really just said that shit. But fucking dope track. I like to tell me and shit.
Yeah.
One of the lines I like to say was checking the brothers going crazy with the car's skirts by the flow. I keep it real and peep it all from my window. So please, the ladies heading upstairs, the first door, the second deliver my clothes, the third run my tub water. Like
Right.
I love how the script CL gets on his lyricism and shit. Very
Right.
dope and shit. I love it.
Yeah, like I noticed like he doesn't really stay on topic. Like I mean, unless it's like a joint for like the ladies or whatever. Like he like if
Mhm.
you really like pay attention to his lyrics, it's like he jumps from different things. Like he'll mention the Knicks in one verse, and then he'll mention like he'll mention like other shit in another verse, and it's like he's like all over the place, but it's like it just sounds dope the way that he does it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I think that's why he always had his own lane, and I always feel like nobody out there sound like CL. Like CL just had his own lane, and he just had like a unique delivery and flow.
You know,
You know.
CL.
Oh yeah. Then we get to the second. After Tell Me, we have another beat interlude, and the beat that Pete does for this. This is actually the beat that was used on No Way Out, the Young G's track with Jay-Z and Biggie and Puffy. That's the same beat that they use for Young G's. That's a dope beat. Definitely one of my favorite tracks off of that No Way Out album as well. And we get to track 11, which was the second single, "Take You There." Dope. It has like an R&B feel to it with Crystal Johnson singing on that. Real smooth and melodic. Bass line is dope. The pianos. I like the verses where CL says, "I stroked the hell out of Mademoiselle, who insisted every night she get her back twisted in the unlisted. I'm living through my son, so daddy see it this way. I want him in the NFL, his brother in the NBA." Dope joint. Talking about his kids. And it's a joint for the ladies. That's how they did every now and then. If you listen to Mecca and the Soul Brother, they had lots of loving. That was a joint for the ladies.
Ooh,
Dope
man.
joint. They got take me. It's another dope joint. I gotta love. That was another dope joint. Definitely one of my favorites on here. I've heard the sample used so many times, so it kind of gets like
Yeah.
stale after a while. But the way that Pete did it, it was like it just sounds good with Crystal Johnson on the chorus, and I just definitely one of my favorites on here.
Yes, sir. That's fucking Take You There. Besides when they reminisce over you, this is probably what I feel like is maybe like the second or maybe third signature song.
Right,
I I just feel like whenever I hear that sample, because we've like you said, we've all heard that sample before.
right,
But the way that Pete Rock did that shit, man,
yeah,
it it was crazy too because that same year, OC had used that for Born to Live and shit
right.
like that.
Want to live. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
For
And
Word Life.
Wilder, yeah, way Buck Wild used the sample. It was like a lot more darker and shit like that. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it was uplifting, but the way Pete did it, like it was like a lot more had that mid-90s feel to it. Like that's one thing
right,
I loved about when producers picked some same sample, just do different takes to it and shit.
right.
And didn't LL Cool J use the sample before too?
Yes, he used it for
Paradise.
Paradise with
Yeah.
Marie. Yeah, that's on the 10 album.
Okay, yeah. Which
I like that joint too. Even though I don't like 10, but I like that Paradise song.
yeah, Paradise was an okay song, but the
Right.
album, that's another story.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
Yeah.
He was a.
But
Oh Lord. Oh man. Wow.
but yeah, Take You There.
Then we get to there's another beat into that. Huh? Okay.
I, I was just gonna say the video. I just love the video too.
Yeah, the video was dope. Video was dope. Um then we get to another beat interlude. It's real dope beat by Pete, and he samples Bismarck Key on that joint. Like that beat. Then then
Ooh,
I remember these beats in my head, yo. Like just playing this album so much, it's like that. Some of these beats he could have used on other people's albums. That's how dope they was. Um,
exactly.
uh, we get to track 12, "Searching." Love this joint. Another R&B type of track. The a banging bass line. The hi hats is real crisp on this. The beat. The background vocals is dope. I think like listening to CL on this joint, like I think CL was on his Heavy D flow on this shit because he sounded like Heavy D on this joint, like especially with the first verse, and he's saying, I'm addicted like drugs to your loving, but hey, you got me start, you got me strung like I'm young and it's crazy. You make me nervous. I don't deserve this. I'm Swayze. I wish I could be, but you really got a hold on me, which is sex appeal. I'm telling you how I feel. Shit is real. Like that flow, that's Heavy D all the way right there. And I know Heavy D ain't writing for him, but that flow right there, I could just like close my eyes and listen to. That's like listening to Heavy D on like Got Me Waiting or something like that. And I definitely like this joint. I remember they played this a lot on the radio, but there's no video for it, so it's not like an official single. But definitely a dope joint, and they sampled the Roy Ayers "Searching." Roy Ayers, legendary artist. Great track.
Oh yeah. Fucking this song right here. This is possibly my second favorite song off this album.
Yeah,
Again, a recognizable sample that they used. Roy Ayers "Searching."
right.
Search. I do actually have an album too. Very
Oh,
dope
dope.
album.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like Roy Ayers, man, he's a jazz artist in my opinion.
Mm,
Man, like I feel like he's definitely one of the niggas that was very instrumental when it came to like this day and age R&B. You know, he should be more talked about and shit like that, especially when it comes to like neo soul.
right.
Pretty much, because I feel like people always sampling Bob James, talk about Bob James in hip hop. Roy Ayers samples in hip hop too alone should
True.
get recognition and shit.
Definitely.
Like everybody loves the sunshine. Come on now, like
Yes. Fire. Classic joint.
for
You know,
real.
and Roy Ayers, he was also on Jasmine Taz Volume 1 with the late Guru.
Yep.
Legend.
Yeah. And
Um,
also
yeah.
he also I think if I'm not mistaken, he this song with Tyler the Creator too, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that on the Ego album?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I remember I heard the Ego album like way back when it dropped, like in June. So, but yeah, that's a dope album as well.
Very dope album.
Um, no beat interlude. This is like the second track on here with no beat interlude. We go right into track 13 with Check It Out. Um, back in the day when I heard this joint, it wasn't really one of my favorite songs on the album, but like over the years, like I end up like liking it later. Really dope beat and the bass line, nice pianos on here. Once again, Pete Rock samples Big Daddy Kane on this track. Um, on CL, he says we go back and forth, sending this to my people up north. Tell them if you ain't from New York, it's soft. Box or throw rocks, fish or cut bait, and cause I fight great. And I thought I was dope, some dope lines from CL. Um, really dope song. I really appreciate this song now than I did like 20 something years ago. So I definitely think it's a bang.
Yes, sir. That's fucking excuse me. That's fucking check it out. Yeah, very
Yeah,
solid song, solid solo CL smooth song and shit like that. Dope banging beat too and shit. Yeah. Not really too much to say about this song, but very
yeah.
solid.
It's not like a standout track. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now we get to In the Flesh. Before that though, the beat interlude after Check It Out, right before In the Flesh starts off. There's a beat interlude with Deda Baby Pod, which was one of P Rock's artists, and the beat that he's rhyming over is a track called "Escape from New York" from Sadat X Wild Cowboys album that he
Yep.
actually was featured on with Sadat X, but like the lyrics is different on the beat interlude. Like it sounds like he's freestyling on the beat interlude or whatever. But that's a dope joint. Wild Cowboys, classic album from Sadat X. Love that. Then we get to track 14, which is a posse cut in the flesh with Pete CL, Deda. I think Robbo was on that as well from I and I. Dope track. When I first heard this song on college radio, it sounded like some ice cream truck type of theme song. It just had like that like that ice cream truck feel to it. But definitely a dope, real melodic, dope joint. Like the beat, the bass line is banging. I like Dita's part where he says, "Even in the mirror, it just doesn't get any clearer. I hear a funky beat and I gotta get nearer. Kaboom! Stepping in the sound booth, sound room mellow, a dangerous flavorless fellow. Hello, fire joint. I think he killed it. Pete Rock definitely did his thing on this one as well. Definitely was good to hear him a part of this posse cut. They had a posse cut on the first album called The Basement with I think Dita was on that, Heavy D was on that.
Yep.
There was somebody else on that joint too. That was a banging posse cut. But this joint, continues that tradition. I thought it was a dope cut.
Sir, yes, sir. That's fucking in the flesh. I might get some flat, but I kind of like in the flesh more than the basement, in my
Okay.
opinion. Yeah, cause I felt like they all came correct with this one, especially Dita and shit.
Right.
He had one line where he said, um, yes, one line where he said, come on, oh, kaboom,
Yeah.
stepping in the sound room mellow, a dangerous flavorist fellow. Hello. Style and grace, the originals in this place, the originals in this piece, in this place, right along with the pace. Like I fucking loved his
Right.
flow.
Oh yeah.
Um, a little trivia about the song too.
Mm.
Pete Rock, believe it or not, he actually made this beat in front of Biggie
Right.
and shit
Right.
because
I forgot to mention that.
Biggie, yeah, Biggie always wanted to know how to produce,
Yeah.
and I think his favorite producer he said was Pete Rock was like his favorite producer at the time,
Right.
and so and Pete Rock he never produced in front of just like Primo. I think
Right.
he only produced in front of Biggie and shit like that because I find it ironic how Primo, Biggie watched Primo and Pete Rock produce and shit, which I kind of find it ironic and shit. But
Right.
I thought that was pretty interesting to share.
Definitely. I definitely would have loved to hear like if Biggie was still alive, like to hear him over more Pete Rock beats. That would have been crazy.
Exactly.
You know. Um. Yeah, and he sampled Pete sampled Kane on this as well again. There's a
Right.
lot of Kane and Biz Markie samples on this album. I noticed.
Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah, that was in the flesh. We get to There's another beat interlude after that. That was dope. Then we get to track 15 with It's On You. Dope joint. I don't think I quoted. Did I quote anything on here? Yes, I did. CL says step into the dragon's lair where CL's the Don and Pete's the creator. Praise the Most High and represent the best because the number one killer of black men is stress. So that was dope. The banging melodic track, the bass line, pianos. Pete sampled a part of APMD's "I Shot the Sheriff." So that was dope. I think Crystal Johnson is singing on the background vocals for that, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, but definitely a banging joint. This was like another one of the first like early joints they played for the album before it came out. So definitely love this joint.
Yes, sir. It's on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, very solid track as well too. CL Smooth definitely did his thing and shit. It's cool hearing Pete Rock and Grap Lever on the chorus. Yeah, very solid track. I love this shit.
oh yeah. I think there's a remix for this as well.
Yeah, I feel too.
Yeah, I think there's a. 'Cause I remember hearing. I don't know if it's an official remix, but I think when back when Pete was on Future Flavors with Molly Moore, like he would like drop a lot of like remixes for songs that it never like the remixes never came out for them. So it was like just his exclusive remix for that song. So I believe it is like an unofficial remix for this joint. But definitely gonna have to check that out. But we get to the last track, track 16. Um, get on the mic. I remember reading the album review for this album in the Source magazine, and the Source considered this track like an answer to Snoop Dogg's "G's and Hustlers" from the Doggy Style album, because
Really?
yeah, because of like Dre used like the pianos on that joint, and
Hmm.
Pete wanted to like come out with their own East Coast version of "G's and Hustlers," so that's why he have like the pianos on that joint. And I love this joint. Like the pianos really makes the track. It has a real banging bass line, dope beat, some real like East Coast gangster shit on this joint. Quotables for days. CeeLo. CL says what he said. I like the line he says because I love my shorties like Jesus loved children. Fire. Then he says no mystery. I'm physical in action. So guess relaxing is the weekend with Tony Braxton. Fire. Tony Braxton always been a beautiful woman, even beautiful
Right.
in person. I've seen her in concert. She's gorgeous. Um, Definitely love this song. This is definitely one of my favorite songs here. I think if this was a answer to Jesus Hustlers, I think that they nailed it. Definitely like one of their hardest joints ever, and a great way to end the album off. I think CL was in his bag on this, but one of his best like songs lyrically, in my opinion. You know, um, Definitely a great song.
Wow, that was very interesting about
G's and
the
Hustlers.
documentary. Yeah, the Jason Hustler
Yeah,
bit. I wouldn't have expected it, but
yeah,
yeah, this track right here was always a pretty nasty track and shit. Love the drum. The drums on this beat alone what makes this song
right,
and shit. And just see how smooth going ham and we rock on the chorus definitely did their thing on this song.
right.
Yeah, what more can I say? Nice way to end off a beautiful album.
Then they have like another beat interlude after that. I like that. I like that beat. Like there's like two or three beat interludes I like on here. Like that beat at the end is fire. Boom, 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 boom. Love that shit. Just a great album, man. I think it's a definitely a Five Mic classic. You know, I love. I don't think there's no skippable tracks on here. I think they should have came out with more singles from this album. They only came out with two, but I definitely feel like this is a classic album. I would love for them to come out with another album. Hip hop definitely needs that. Definitely need a new P Rock and CL Smooth album. My favorite three tracks would be In the House, Worldwide, Escape. I love this track. Like the production was great. It's knocking, boom bap shit. The samples, nice place samples. You know, just the all around great album. Like between this one and Mecca, I can never pick. I think it's neck and neck for me. 'Cause I love both of those albums, you know, as much. I think I would put both of those albums in my top 10 of all time because I think that's how great they are. And like I said, like I feel like CL Smooth is an underrated lyricist that he had always had his own lane. Nobody ever sounded like him. You know, I can't think of anybody that tried to copy his style. You know, and Pete, like I said, like a legendary producer, great producer, my favorite of all time. Definitely was in his bag on this album, and it was great that he came to the forefront more lyrically. You know, on joints like Worldwide and Escape and In the Flesh. I think he killed it, and definitely he's a dope. Probably to me, I would say one of the best solo artists. That's a great producer because I don't feel like there's too many that can do both. I think like it's either one or like Timbaland, great producer, but I don't like him lyrically. Same thing with Swiss Beats. Swiss Beats. Well, to me, Swiss Beats fell off producing wise. I think he was a dope producer back in the '90s and early 2000s. I don't think he's a shell of himself anymore, and I don't like his lyrics. But as far as like producers that could do both, like Pete Rock, Lost Professor, Q-Tip, I think those are like like some of the best. I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch of them, but they're like at the forefront for me when it comes to like producing and mic skills. And it's a classic album. I definitely had to discuss it. 'Cause I think people they forgot about Pete and CL or they don't care to mention them. Even the booklet is dope. Like you see like
Yes.
how like they in the studio in his basement. That's his actual basement with his equipment. And you got like they at the barber shop and you know what I mean. And you have like CL holding his son when he was little. Pete on the phone at the barber shop and shit. And they praying at the diner right before they eat because I believe they part of the Nation of Islam, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I know they mention that a lot on Mecca and the Soul Brother, and even their logo, like the logo is like like really dope and shit. I never understood what it was. The logo here and shit, this dope logo. You know what I mean? But just a classic album, man, and I love it, man. I think, and if you never listened to this album, definitely gotta go out and get it. I believe it's still available, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah, and definitely, check out the remixes for the joints. I know there's a remix for I Gotta Love, and for Take Me There and shit. And I definitely want to discuss more Pete Rock stuff in the future, but like more of his solo stuff. Though I want to like talk about Soul Survival and those joints, NY's Finest and stuff. You know, how you feel about the album? What would you rate it?
Yeah, 5 mic classic for me, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I like this more than Mecca and the Soul Brother. I know a lot of people might get mad at me for
Yeah.
that because but here's the thing. I like Mecca and the Soul Brother, but I feel like people gravitate more to it because, and I might get flack, but mostly because of Rain Reminisce over You, the Troy
Right.
song.
Right.
Because when I first heard Mecca and the Soul Brother, I liked it, but
Right.
there were like a couple of tracks I was just like, okay, well the beats were kind of
Right.
a little bit, whereas with the main ingredient, I just felt like sonically, lyrical wise, they just definitely stepped the game up.
Right.
Like it don't even sound like it was made in '94 and shit
It
like that,
don't.
you know?
It don't. Way ahead of his
And
time.
way ahead of his time. It was so ahead of his time that even Jay Dilla too said that he was influenced by that album.
Yeah.
I think when he was working on the Slum Village albums and shit
Yeah.
too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and this was like this is Jay Dilla we're talking about too.
Yes.
So
Legend.
legend in the game.
Rest in
Rest in peace
peace.
to him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, like main ingredient, like I said, CL Smooth was definitely at his bag with this album and shit,
Right.
lyrically and conceptually. P Rock, definitely doing this thing with production too. And just like Diggable Planets and shit, they ended up in '94 just
Right.
when they were really getting good and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, main ingredient, very dope album from '94. Must have in your collection, like all hip hop is.
I believe that second Diggable album was out at the same time too. The Blowout Comb.
Yep,
Yeah.
'94. Yep.
I remember seeing that at the rec store, but I never bought it. 'Cause I had the first album and on cassette back in the day, but I thought that the first album was dope, but lyrically they went over my head. Like I feel like they were way too deep and complex, and at least for at that time when I was like 13, I think it was I didn't understand a lot of shit they were talking about, but I definitely that's an album I definitely need to go back and revisit. But I remember of seeing Blowout Comb in the store when I went to get the main ingredient, but I never bought it though.
Yeah, man. With me,
Hmm.
Blowout Home, I love that album. So I feel like that album alone is like top 5 underrated hip hop
Yeah,
albums of all time.
I agree. Definitely.
Because of the fact that like I mentioned with the lasers review and shit like
Right.
that horrendous album. But like I mentioned with that, they were
Mm.
going through a lot of label issues around that time too, because
Right.
the label wanted them to do like another Reach In part 2,
Yeah.
and they want
Right.
another rebirth of Slick, but they still put in the 100% energy and making like pretty much a pro-black album to its finest and shit. And
Yeah.
the fact that alone that was the last album too, and the
Right.
fact that they end up right there just says a lot and how much they can always, when an artist, when if they go through like some label scrutiny and shit like that, always put the best for the fans and shit like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
And even with songs like Jettin and Four Corners, like
Right.
shit alone, man, that album speaks volume. That album, man,
Definitely.
speaks volume and shit.
Definitely. I
Yeah,
heard
because
it many. I heard it many years later. I was like, yo, I should have bought this album, but I didn't know. I mean, because to me, they made like a real like they made like a transition from the first album to the second one. Like the second one was more easier to understand them lyrically, and I felt like it was like the second album was more soulful. It was more it had like a neo soul feel to it.
yeah, you
But
can say that.
right, you know what I'm saying, and even the features like they had Guru on there, and I thought the features were dope. And I don't know, like the first album just threw me off. It was just like they were on some different shit. But I felt like how I felt for De La when De La first came out with 3 Feet High and Rising, they were like really on some complex next level shit. And I think that just threw me off from the album.
Yeah, because even though I like Reaching, that's a dope album alone, and it's a classic in its own right.
Right.
I felt like the label really wanted their own tribe, their own De La,
Yeah.
their own Black Sheep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which pretty much like they were influenced by that shit too, pretty much. Like, don't
Right.
get me wrong. At the same time, with certain songs like Le Femme Fatale and shit, which is a dope song about abortion.
Yeah.
They wanted like their own conscious group, but at the same time, when it came out with Blowout Comb, they weren't ready for the radicalness they were going through and shit.
Right.
So
You right. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like both groups like last album was in '94, like right around the same time for each other.
Exactly.
You know, it's crazy. And you know what's crazy? Speaking of getting back to Mecca and the Soul Brother, I remember buying that album. I remember going to the same record store that I bought Main Ingredient, and when I remember like standing online with that album, and there was a guy in back of me, and he was like you buying that album? He's like, nah, bro, don't buy that album. And I'm like, what you talking about? Like this is fire. Like the joints I was saying off of the radio, like Skins and For Pete's Sake and Return of the Mecca. I'm like, this shit is fire. He was like, nah, don't buy that album. I'm like, nah, you bugging. Bought the album and the rest is history. So I'm glad I bought that album. That just go to show you like follow your instincts. Don't listen to nobody. And I'm very happy that I bought that album. You know,
Yeah, man. Like, and even when it comes to like P Rock's solo discography and shit like that, his solo discography is not that bad.
right?
Like, I love Soul Survivor.
Classic.
The first Peach Tremendous album was okay in my
Yes.
opinion.
Oh yeah.
Soul Survivor 2 was okay. It was alright.
Right. It was okay.
New York's Finest was hot. I
Yes.
like New York's Finest. That shit
Fire.
was fire.
I slept on.
Well, yeah, and don't even get me started with the recent releases like Peach Tremendous
Oh Lord.
2 and Return of the SP 1200.
Right.
Don't even get me started on that
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Those are dope. Those are dope.
right.
You know. I like I said, like I think he has a solid discography for a producer, slash solo artist and there's not too many of them in rap, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think he's like Peter's at the forefront when it comes to that. Like, to have to wear both hats that's difficult to do, you know what I'm saying? And I think he does it well.
He does, man.
You know?
Like, hats off to Pete Walker shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like the fact that he's getting a lot more love these days now and shit like
Right.
that. Well, he's always had love.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but the work he's doing with
Oh yeah.
like Griselda and
Right.
Sky Zoo and shit,
Yeah.
man.
Same thing like Muggs. Like it's good to see Muggs have this resurgence in
Yes,
today's rap. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, I mean, a lot of these kids, if you listen to Migos and Little and the Babies, like you don't really know who the hell Muggs is, and it's good to see him working with like the new school artists. That's great.
exactly. Because Musk came out with how many projects this fucking year? It's not even funny.
The joint with Malcolm, the joint Medallo with Crime Apple.
Yo,
Um,
that's just fire, bro.
I love that. That's like top five of the year to me. You got the members only joint with Mayhem Loren. I
Yeah,
know he's dropping something before the end of the year, so Muggs is doing it just like last year. Last year to me was the MVP of last year. Doing it again.
exactly. You heard a new Dave East album?
No, I gotta hear that because I've seen like the little mini documentaries he's been doing on YouTube about the album, and the last episode he had his daughter in there, and she's on the album with him. And he had his pops there. He had his mom is actually on the album. I think she's like on the intro or something. So I definitely
Right.
gonna want to hear it because I think dope Dave East is a dope lyricist, but like some of his projects I ain't really care for. Like other than the Kyrie Chanel joint, I think that was fire, and the little collab album he did with Styles P, I thought that was dope. But this is like the major, it's like the real major album for him. So I'm definitely gotta hear that joint.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of people just been talking about Dave East, but I never really heard Dave East like that. So
Right.
a lot of people definitely been
He
talking about that.
he's a dope. Actually, I don't pay attention to the Nas cosign because I think that's how he got popular because of when Nas co-signed him. But I don't pay attention to that because Nas could co-sign fucking triple S extension and I wouldn't listen to him. But I think Davies is a dope lyricist and he he's a dope lyricist. But it's like it's like he grew up on the golden era. But
Yes,
some of the stuff that he does is like it's like for now, you know what I'm saying? It's like the type of shit that these kids are listening to now. So,
I agree.
but I definitely gonna check that out. Cause I definitely he has like Fabulous is on the album. He got Nas on there. That's a dope joint that Godfather for. He got who else is on the album? He got some other people on the album. I definitely want to check it out though, cause if it's dope, then we could do a album review on that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of want to do like a lot of hip hop albums recently
yeah,
in
yeah,
the 2010s, coming up in the
yeah.
2020 and shit like that
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
I definitely want to talk about Rhapsody's Layla's Wisdom
That's
one day.
that's dope.
Yep.
Definitely would like to do that.
Um, I still want to talk about J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only and KOD.
Love that.
Yep. Uh, yeah, there's still some album I want to talk about, and of course we're gonna do Janae Aiko's
Yes,
Trip
yes.
this week. That's gonna be definitely a
Oh
good
yeah.
one. That's a long album too, so
Oh
that's
yeah.
gonna be
For sure.
it's a long ass fucking album. Who else?
Mm.
Oh, ooh. I got an idea. I got an
Okay.
idea what we can. I don't think I've talked about, but I know you. Have you heard Solange's "A Seat at the Table"?
Yes. Love that album. That is a dope album. I think that really solidified Solange as an artist. It's not just about Beyonce no more. To me, because before when when Solange came out in the early 2000s, they were like nobody was listening to Solange. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that album right there solidified it. Like yo, like Little Sis got some talent too. Definitely, definitely got to discuss that.
Well, I already reviewed the album last year. I
Okay,
don't think we can do the recent album actually.
okay, okay, cool.
Yeah, because I forgot I reviewed that Seat at the Table last
Yeah,
year. Damn.
that's a dope album. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, I still want to do 444 one. I gotta
yeah,
talk to Ashley saying if she heard the album yet though.
right. True. Yeah, we gotta let Ashley come in on some of these rap conversations, man.
Oh yeah.
For
Yeah. I
sure.
know. Me and her, we gonna do Bulletproof Wallace sometime next week.
Oh, dope. I'm down for that, man. I love that album too.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be a two-part review
Uh,
because we're gonna do like the retail version and
uh,
I'm gonna do the shelved version.
oh, dope. I never seen
Yeah,
nobody do that. That's a dope idea. Like to do like the bootleg version and then the retail version.
yeah, because like out of all like the bootleg hip hop albums, I feel like the bootleg version of Bulletproof Wallace is fire, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
but I'm gonna save all that because that shit. And I just realized I never done any Wu-Tang reviews this whole fucking year.
Right, right,
I
right,
never after Supreme Clientele last year because
right.
the 2001 to present Wu albums, I'm just like,
Mm,
ooh.
yeah.
Those ones I might have to be like, okay, like
Trash review.
I can't even put a Wu album as a trash review,
Yes, you
actually.
can. What you?
I mean, well, maybe nigga please, that'll be a close contender.
No, I'm talking about the group album, like a Better
Oh,
Tomorrow. Trash.
a better
Um,
tomorrow. Fuck that album. Fuck, I thought you meant like the solo album
nah.
because
But some of the solo ones are trash too.
oh yeah, some of them like
Yeah,
the prequel album.
yeah.
Jesus.
Oh Lord.
What I might do, I might just do like a top 10 worst Wu albums.
I might have to do like a live dumping in the garbage of that album. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just get the garbage pill and just like live dump it on the live stream because that album is terrible. I don't even play that album.
Yeah, because as much as I love fucking Wu,
Um,
and y'all can attest to me, as much as I
right.
love the Wu, they have too many bad albums to count.
They do.
Solo album.
What you mean as a group or just like the solo stuff?
Well, as a group, I'm gonna be real. As a group,
Oh,
I didn't really care for Iron Flag at first, but then
right,
over the years, I said okay, it was solid but
right,
mediocre side.
right.
8 Diagrams has some okay tracks I liked.
Hmm.
The really album that really disappointed me to the core was just A Better Tomorrow.
Oh God, that's the worst one.
Um,
That is the
the
worst
fact
one.
the fact that they sampled the Harry Melvin and the Blue Notes, Wake Me Everybody, and I love that song.
Right.
They didn't do nothing to the fucking sample. I'm just like, RZA, what the fuck, RZA? And even the album cover alone, don't even
So,
get me started on that. You know what? Yeah, I know KRD requested me to do that fucking album. I might just
right.
review the album next month.
Oh Lord,
Jesus
trash,
Christ.
trash.
Toilet water.
To me, they have two classics. They got Enter the Wu and they got Wu Tang Forever. The W is a solid album. I don't think it's a classic though. Iron Flag has some bangers, but it is mediocre. It's not like one of their best. I actually like Eight Diagrams more than Iron Flag. I thought Eight Diagrams had better songs. But
Oh yeah,
even that one wasn't too great. But I mean, I like Eight Diagrams over Iron Flag and A Better Tomorrow. Better
that
Tomorrow
was
is like the
RZA.
worst one.
That was fucking Eight Diagrams. As much as I would defend Eight Diagrams,
Right.
but that was like RZA's kung fu porn soundtrack. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
I went to the record store the day that it dropped and bought that shit thinking it was gonna be like a great album. Cause I have like the limited edition with the DVD or whatever. It's like a documentary on the DVD.
Yeah,
But that album is not a classic. Like I said, like there's some songs I like. I like that album better than Iron Flag and Better Tomorrow. But Eight Diagrams is not a classic at all.
just not.
I don't
However,
even think all of members was on that album.
nope.
You know, cause they were like
However,
already like beefing with RZA and shit.
yeah, man, because fucking RZA was like doing all this weird shit with his production and shit. That's why I think Ghostface did that Big Doe Rehab, trying to release I
Yeah.
think a week or two after.
Hmm.
But the song Life Changes, that's a classical song.
Yeah.
The ODB tribute, that's a
I don't.
classic.
Yeah, that was dope. I vaguely remember that that song for a diagram. I don't play diagrams a lot. Like I played it like maybe 2 or 3 times and just put it away.
Shit.
You know.
Hell, even Master Killer's No Set Date was a dope album.
Right. Yeah, that was dope. That
Niggas
was,
don't even talk about that album and
yeah.
shit.
He's severely slept on.
Oh fuck.
You know.
Shit.
There's members of the Wu like him, You God, Capadonna. I think they're severely slept on in the Wu.
See Capadonna, he slept on, but he only has one good album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't even.
I didn't see. I've only listened to um the Pillage. I haven't listened to Yin and Yang and all of those other albums that he dropped.
Oh my. I heard Yin and Yang back in 2012, and that
Uh,
shit was like some commercial crap, man. Like
uh,
fuck. I would rather listen to Immobilarity over that album. And
and I love that album. I think that was a dope slept on Raekwon album.
I tried to get into the
Right.
album, but I didn't like Immobilarity.
No
Like,
RZA. That's the thing. That was like the big issue. There was no RZA on there, but I think he did his thing. Like to have no RZA on that album, but see, he was deep into that whole American Cream Team thing at that time. So
oh, oh, his proto Wu-Tang. Oh yeah. But that was one of the reasons. Besides, Sneakers was a dope song. Let me
yes,
stop.
love that.
Sneakers was dope.
Yeah,
I think Walking You Live in New York and
live in
shit.
New
That
York.
was
Yeah,
yeah,
yes,
that was cool and shit. But even with Only Built for My Cuban Links too, that didn't have
mhm,
RZA all the way. He still did his thing on that.
right. And we
Because
waited
niggas
so
always
long for that album.
what?
We waited so long for Cuban Links too. I still think it's a great album though.
Yeah, it's a very dope album.
But it's just that like there's so many unreleased joints that didn't make the album that he could have made a Cuban Link Part 3 right after that.
Yeah, man, but
You know?
instead we got that luxurious album and
Oh
shit.
Lord, I never heard that.
Oh,
Was it good?
hell no.
Oh Lord, I don't even know if I want to hear it. I don't want to talk about an album I haven't heard. So I want to be able to like give it a chance, and then I'll give my thoughts on that later.
Oh, I got an album I got an album we can
Uh,
review. I got a request for you. Give me 1 second.
okay.
Let me find it right quick. Let me find it right. Ah, okay. Yo, what you think of this album? I mean, have you heard it before?
Never heard it. Living Like Hustlers. Who's that?
What?
Never heard of that. Who's that?
Oh,
Above the Law. Never heard it.
Above the Law.
I gotta check that out.
Oh
Is that
man.
on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube and it's the only album on Spotify.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out tonight.
Yo, we gotta review that with Ash one day.
All right. Is this the same Above the Law from the West Coast?
Yeah,
Okay.
Easy Group. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Cole 187, man. That nigga is fucking nasty on the beats, man. Like
Word.
he definitely done a lot of work in the G Funk era, just as much as Dr. Dre and shit.
Right,
But
right. I remember he
he
did that
definitely,
that Spice One album.
yup,
That joint.
yup.
That joint was fire.
For
Right, check that.
Yo, I actually do want to also talk about that Victory album because
Yes, Jackson 5.
yeah, for Jackson 5, I actually want to talk about
Are
that
you
album.
doing it as part of like trash reviews? So I know you don't really care for that album though.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna put it on the trash review.
Uh,
However, if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it with the two of y'all and shit
okay.
because I have a lot of shit to say about that album. That's all I'm gonna say. I got a lot of shit to say, but
I
I
like
want to
the
do it.
album. I have some issues about that as well. But I thought for the most part it was a dope album. Not a classic though.
Yeah, niggas get so blindsided by the tour that they
Right.
say the album's a classic. And the
Yeah.
crazy thing about that tour, they didn't even perform any of the songs on that tour.
Oh shit.
How you gonna call the Victory Tour? Don't we don't perform no damn song from the Victory Tour?
It's basically Michael and his brothers.
It was pretty much the Thriller Tour.
Yeah.
The Victory Tour is pretty much the Thriller Tour.
hmm they actually got that tour on YouTube, like, cause I had it on
Yeah,
my watch list to watch later.
but I love that tour. Michael
Yeah,
was on fire, man.
yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Don King was an ass,
hmm
but the Victory Tour alone, that's like the closest you would ever get to like a Thriller tour
yeah,
and shit. The same way how the Triumph tour was the closest we would ever get to an off the wall tour.
right. Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, that's another. We have to definitely talk about the Jackson's output from
Yes,
'76 to '89 and shit. Like,
definitely. Are you gonna include 2600 Jackson Street?
yeah, because my dad got the album, so
Okay,
I can just borrow it from him and shit.
okay,
But I'm gonna put it to you. I never like the album besides the title track.
right. Yeah, I never liked.
Wow. Just the four of them niggas looking all lost. See the album cover, like
Mm.
the
Oh,
title track alone, man. It's I love that title track, like
yeah,
2300 Jackson Street.
that was dope.
Ooh,
Uh,
shit. Latoya had to be the odd man out, not even be on that fucking song. Yeah, she was getting beat by Jack Gordon. Oh, let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, like
I mean,
then I know I have to finish. You said what?
now go ahead.
I said then with the only thing in this tour the album cover is fire. That shit.
Right.
The album cover is fire.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely one of my favorite album covers, man.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I always thought Andy Warhol did that cover, but I think he died around that time. I want to see he did the cover right quick.
Oh wow. I used to stare at that album cover when I was little, like for hours. I'm like, yo, this is a dope album. I didn't even, I mean, just like unconsciously, just staring at it, like, yo, this is a beautiful album cover, you know?
Exactly. Oh wow. Here's what I just found out about the
Uh-huh.
album cover. So according to Wikipedia, that while they were recording the album, they were barely talking and they barely did any photography together. So some niggas just drew all the Jacksons together and shit like that. And his name was Michael Whelan.
Oh, dope. Shout out to him because he did a great album cover.
Yeah. Hold on, let me check something with this
Yeah.
because I want to see if I got the OG copy because you know that
Mhm.
white dove on
Yeah,
Randy's
there's
shoulder?
two different ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like
yeah,
one with like Michael has like some wings.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I saw that online like a couple months ago too.
Yeah, I don't see no white dove, so I don't think this is the OG copy.
But the white doves, I thought the white dove version was the reissue though.
No, that's on the first release of the record, from what I looked up.
Okay, so it was only like released on like certain copies.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I have the OG copy, but they don't have the doves on it though. They don't have
Shit.
the wings and shit on there.
Yeah, man. We like I said, we have to
Yeah.
talk about that album
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
there's a lot of shit that went down.
I
A
could
lot of
imagine. I could imagine. When you only have a Jackson 5 album like Michael is only like on what 4 songs? Yeah, there was some drama.
Oh yeah.
You know.
You know what? We could actually talk about this maybe. Maybe sometime next month. Maybe
Okay.
either this month or next month.
Okay. Cool.
Because I still have to review Tina Marie's
Yeah.
Emerald City and Naked to the World. Um, then we still got to do the J Echo review, and then I still got.
Yeah.
Cause I'm kind of behind on a few albums myself too,
Okay.
so
It's all good.
yeah. But I actually I gotta call my mom before she goes to sleep too. But
All right.
dope review
Thanks.
today
Thank
though.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Always appreciate you, man. You the homie. Shout out to Ashley. Everybody checking it out. Keep liking my vids, viewing them. We out.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.